Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to stop by and say happy Thanksgiving to all of my United States friends. But I also wanted to let you know, for all of my non-U.S. citizens, I would like to wish you all a blessed day because I'm thankful for all of you. That said, I thought that I would come on to say happy Thanksgiving, to tell you how much I appreciate you all and how I give thanks for my over 1,000 subscribers. I'll be talking about the giveaway in another video, but for now, I'd like you to see my favorite pocket that I like to make for almost all of my journals. It was inspired by Wendy at Wendy's Journal Adventures, I believe. If that's not correct, I'll put the correct information below. So how are you? Are you busy with your kitchen items, baking and cooking and all of that good stuff? Some of you probably won't watch this video until tomorrow, and that's fine. But I was doing a last minute item and I wanted to bring you along because I don't think I've ever showed you this. And I have some tips and tricks that I think that you'd all really, really enjoy. So without further ado, let me move my little birds. Aren't they beautiful? These are my birds that I made. I bought the kit from Heather at Ruby and Pearl. You can also get them on you can get some of these beautiful swallows at Graphics Fury if you're a member, and or you could draw them and make them yourselves. And I printed on the back with just some French script. But in the kit, there's also a page that you can print on the back of. And then I just put some stickles, these, because my glass glitter hasn't come in yet. I put that on the edges. Some I did in gold, some I did. Now, some of them I put little twine on so that I could hang them on my tree. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to put these to the side, and I'm going to show you my pocket tag that I make for almost all of my journals. And I thought that I'd bring you along. It is a tag, it's a pocket like this. It opens like this. And then the tag pulls out like this. And then on the back, I left some room for writing. This was all done with scraps and an image. And there's an image on the front, but the rest is all scraps. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make this. I'll show you the basic construction, and then I have some tips and tricks for you that I think that you will really benefit from, especially those that find it hard to fussy cut, especially flowers. But we'll get to this basic construction first. So all I'm going to do is take a piece of just plain copy paper, because I'm going to go over this with a lot of decorations. So I'm using a very lightweight copy paper, just the kind you can get even at the drugstore. It's very inexpensive. I use it a lot because I usually collage over my items. So that said, I always use, am I folding it the right way? Yes, I am. So you're going to fold it this way. Just make sure I'm folding it the right way. Yes, I am. Sorry. And so just make sure your edges meet like that at the top, okay? So you're folding it lengthwise. And then you're going to fold it up this way. Well, you're going to fold this down this way because this is going to be your top flap. And that's up to you really as to how much you want for a top flap, okay? So I'm going to do mine the same because I usually do. And I have, what I did, I have this pattern that I keep in my templates So I always refer back to this. So I guess I'll refer to that now. I'll leave that there so there won't be a glare. So what I do is I always refer to my templates or my, you know, whatever I make. And this is several years ago, so I've been making these for a long time. So what I want to do is bring this down to where I want my flap to go, which is about here. That's pretty much where I want my top flap. So I will refold that just to show you what I've done. I've taken my paper lengthwise, okay, and then I folded it in half. And then this is going to be my pocket, and this is going to be my flap, okay? That's all you do. And then you're going to open it back up, and you're going to take this piece off, the one that's underneath, because you don't need that. All right, you don't need any bulk if you're going to decorate it. You can use tea stain paper and not decorate it. You can do anything. There are no rules. What do I do with my scissors? Oh, these aren't the right ones. I have scissors designated for just cutting paper and fabric. So here we go. We're going to cut off that inside piece, the one that's going to be our flap. We don't need it, but save it because it's a good piece. You could run it through your embossing machine, or you could cut some flowers out of it with your die cut, or you could just, yeah, you could do anything with it, really. It's a good scrap. I like to keep this size scrap. So here you go. You've got your paper, and it's going to look like this, like an L, okay? Then you're going to bring it back over like this. This is your top flap. You're going to take it, and you're going to start at the corner of the top flap, and you're just going to simply take it and make an indentation on this side. Now you could just leave it like that, but I don't. So I'm going to take this and put it over here so everything is even when I do when I close my flap, it will be the right way. Sorry. So I just take this and move it over here so that I can cut it to be the same size. Or you could fold it in half and cut it that way. You know, just kind of roll it so that you don't have a crease. Even if you have a crease, it's okay because you're going to decorate it. So now my flap, I'm just going to move this so I can see this piece. So now we have a flap that looks like this. And I'm just going to tidy this up because it kind of went cockeyed. But that's very simple fix. Just go down, follow your line, and it won't be cockeyed anymore. There you go. So there's my flap. That's it. That's your pocket. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do, don't glue anything yet. We'll decorate first. So let's see. It's still a little cockeyed. So what I'm going to do is take this and fold it like this, which is what I should have done in the first place, because that fold isn't going to make a big difference because it's going to get covered. And I'm going to simply do this. Do it the easy way. Don't do it like I just did it. Do this, because that way everything will be nice and straight. I don't want to take too much off, otherwise my flap's going to be too skinny. There we go. Now it's going to be perfect, okay? So, and it doesn't matter that there's a crease here because you're going to put something over it. And the crease comes out, just don't fold it real hard. And I'm using very, 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 very thin paper because like I said, I don't want it to be too bulky in my journal. This is a great Happy Mail gift, great Christmas gift for anybody. So before we go any further with our tag, I want to show you some ways that I print so that I don't have to fussy cut. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to show you was this. So what I'll do is I'll choose my images from my files, and I will shrink them down to wallet size. And I have a very simple, very inexpensive HP printer, and this is how they come out when I print them wallet size. Okay, but if I just cut this square, it's going to be really white, so I'd have to kind of fussy cut around that flower, and it would be very hard for me. These would be okay for me, but these things would not. So one of the things that I do is I'll print, just as an example, I will print a document from my files. And this happens to be something from the Graphic Fairies. It's just some kind of a French document, okay? And then what I'll do is run it back through my printer, choose my images, okay, and print them wallet size, and then print on this. So when I do that, I end up with this is what I end up with. So I've printed on here. This is my top. I put it back in my printer, and then I printed my wallet size images like that so that they come out with the writing going the right way. And then what I end up with is these. And if you can see, very faintly, there's an image there. Now, I didn't cut out that exact because I like that number. This one doesn't have a lot of writing on it. This one didn't get it. Oh no, I know. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me just find the ones that got writing on it. Sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, so here's your difference. So let's see. Here it is with some writing on it. And here she is with some writing on it. Here's just a piece that didn't get a picture on it. Here's some birds. It's got some writing in the background. Now see how hard it would have been for me to fussy cut that, but that looks beautiful because it's got some writing in the background, and I like that aged effect. And then these are these flowers up here. The other thing you can do is just simply take a tea stain piece of paper, scan it into your computer, and then take your images and print them to wallet size. And instead of having so much white, you now have, let me move these out of the way. So instead of having white, you now have something like this. Okay, so now all you do is print your tea stain paper, choose your images, shrink them down to wallet size or for however big or small you want them, and print however many you need. And then you don't have to fussy cut around the flower because you've got that in the background and it looks nice. I don't know where these go, it doesn't really matter, but this is it on tea stain paper, or yeah, tea stain paper, because I only tea stain. Here's some more flowers. Here's this picture on tea stain paper. See how nice and vintage it looks? And this is it on tea stain paper. I hope you can see the difference. So that's another idea, so that you don't have to fussy cut around flowers or birds or things like this. This is all from the Graphic Fairies. I love the Graphic Fairies. I've been a member for years. Oh, and this technique came from Heather at Ruby and Pearl, but she is also on Graphic Fairies, and I learned this from her about 4 years ago, maybe 3. Another thing you can do is you can just print your images and then run them through your embossing machine. And you have some beautiful images that have been embossed. So you don't have to fussy cut these either, because they look beautiful embossed. These are just printed regular, but I just embossed them and made them a little bit more, you know, appealing. And if you don't have an embossing machine, use a rolling pin. How pretty does that look? It would look prettier if I had cut it better. Okay, so there's several different ideas of how you can print and make your things look pretty without having to fussy cut all around that rose. Okay, so we've gotten through that. Now, the other thing I do is I print on newspaper, and my newspaper I get on Amazon. You get 500 sheets and I think it's $5. I print on newsprint. Doesn't that look beautiful? And this is the back. Well, I backed it with one of my tea stain papers because I don't know what I'm going to use them for. So I printed this. This is just on the newsprint. This is how the newsprint comes. And then I tea stained the back. You know, I ran it through my printer with my tea stained file. Okay? So that's that. Another way to print. And then last but not least, I think that's it. You can just take and just print your tea stain paper so that if you run out, you have some in your files and you can just print it. Okay, this is just a music sheet that I printed on tracing paper, newsprint. And my newsprint does not have to get stuck down or anything. It goes through my printer fine. So, yeah, as long as I have the white paper underneath it, you know, a good stack, and then put my newsprint, and I only print one at a time with my newsprint. I don't print several sheets. Okay, so that's another idea of how to get a nice effect. And I think that's it. Here, I printed on white print paper, and I just printed the image. Okay, and of course I have to cut around it. And I got this from the Graphic Fairies as well, and just says sleigh ride. Okay, so now I think we can decorate our envelope pocket tag. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cover my white tag. Now, if I did this in tea stained paper or coffee stained or any kind of stained paper, I wouldn't have to decorate it, but I still would because it's me. It's how I do things. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my paper that I want to put on my outside of my paper. And I'm going to use this for my outside. So And you can use any image you want for this. That's what's so fun about it. And you could make up a whole bunch of these at once, put them to the side, and decorate them as you need them. You could do this with book page. You could do it with anything. I could have done this with music sheet, which I have tons of, but I wanted to show you with a printed image, just in case you don't have music sheet. The Graphic Fairies offers it, and they also, you don't have to be a member. They have lots and lots of images you can use of theirs by not being a member. But I love the Graphic Fairies. It's my go-to. I learned so much from them. They have tutorials, they have videos, they have Tag Team Tuesdays. Yeah, so I learn a lot. Just a suggestion. And they have a gazillion files. So they're yours. You pay once a year. So I want this part to be on my top. So I'm going to make sure that I have enough for there. So I'm going to glue that on first. If I could find my glue stick, we would be in business. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is, hiding behind my hand sanitizer. I hope wherever you are in the world, you're well. I'm going to ask you all to pray for my friend Bella from Rach and Bella Crafts. She has COVID and she is very unwell. So if you could please put her in your prayers and in your thoughts. I know that I know she would just be so grateful. She's very sick. So I know that I want that going this way, so that when I put my flap down, my music, going the right way, like so. Okay, I didn't really put that up far enough. I want to put it up a little bit further because I see a little bit of white, which I could have inked, but I don't want to ink today. So there we go, right there. Oh dear. Well, we'll ink if I have to. Richard, I probably won't. So now that's covered, and I'm gonna just cut that out. Making sure that I've got everything glued. And you can take your art glitter glue or whatever and stick it under here if you want. Let me just get my paper towel. My husband is cooking, and I'm going to decorate the tree today to get prepared for the upcoming holiday, which I so enjoy celebrating. I have some packages that went out and we got notified that they've been delayed. I'm not sure why, but forever. Anyone who's waiting for packages, they're coming. They have been mailed or put in UPS. We've mailed them the quickest way possible. One package, unfortunately, was not able to go out yesterday because it was going UPS and they closed early for the holiday. So, and of course, nothing's open until Monday. So, that's all I did. Now I'm going to just cut that out. I don't want this video to go too long, but I just wanted to show you a process and give you some tips and tricks. I didn't cut that very well, but it's good. It is a beautiful sunny day here in Florida. I am in Southwest Florida, United States. And we love it here. We've been here, well, we haven't been here. We've only been here 2 years, but in Southwest Florida, but we've been in Florida for 22 years, or maybe more. I don't even remember. My husband was transferred here, and we are very happy we were transferred here. Now see, I put that on a little cockeye, but that's okay, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to refold it. Look at that. There you go. See? Very simple. Everything is so fixable. And so there is my top flap. Now I'm going to take the rest of my paper, make sure it's going the right way, and see if I can get this whole sheet to go on the back of this, which I cannot, which is fine, because I'll just use a different piece of paper. Like I'll just use tea stain paper. This is printed on newsprint, very easy to tear with your tear ruler, but I'm cutting it because I want every inch of it. I don't want any white, that's for sure. I could have done this with my cutter, but it would have been a lot simpler. Probably quicker too. What would have been quicker is I would have been prepared and cut all the white off first. But again, this is newsprint, so it's nice. It's nice to, it's very nice to collage with. It's very nice to do most things with. I love it. I print on everything. I don't think there's anything I haven't tried yet. This would make a great paper bag, by the way, because it's nice and thin. It's newsprint. Just like if you were reading a newspaper. So I'm going to move this over. I'm not going to get rid of the scrap because I might be able to use it in my collaging of my piece. So now all I'm going to do is put this on top of here. But I'm going to cut this just a little bit because I forgot. This is going to impinge when I fold it down. So I'm just going to cut a small sliver off of the top here. Gosh, I hope I'm explaining this well enough. So then I'm just going to take this piece and I'm going to cover it like so. Okay, that's it. Now, let's see. I'm going to go up a little bit because I'm going to put a thumb notch. Let's see, how can I do this? I'm trying to think. Think, Cheryl. Put your thinking cap on. I'm going to go like this so that it covers both the front and the back. Nope, not that way. It's got white on it. There we go. That's going to cover it all. As you can see, I don't measure it. But that's okay. You don't have to measure. I know this seems like a lot of work on video, but it really isn't. You can do it any way you want. This is just like how I like to do things. Here we go. So now I'm just going to cover this piece, which is my outside piece. I'm going to go right up to that point there. I don't really worry about the bottom too much, but the top I do. Oops, I went quiet again, I'm sorry. Anytime I glue, I concentrate, making sure I can get all of my glue. And I should be using my glue mat. I don't want to get any glue on my cutting board, on my glass mat, because then I have to clean it off. I don't want to. My goodness, my dinner smells good. My husband's such a good cook. I used to do all the cooking. 42 years. 5 children, 8 grandchildren. Today we'll be spending the day here with just us, the 2 of us. Everybody else is very busy and lives very far away. So this year is a quiet Thanksgiving, and I like it. It's very much needed. Let's just do something here, like take this off. I know I'm making this much harder on myself than I need to. Let me turn this around just so that I know that top edge. That's my main point. The bottom edge doesn't matter. I just want to make sure that it goes all the way up to that point there. There we go. The sides and the bottom don't matter. I can trim those down. And as you all know, I have a handy dandy little brayer that I like to use. You can use your bone, your bone folder or what have you. This is such a fun thing to make, especially when you just want to collage or decorate something, and your end product is so rewarding. And now I'll just trim up my white, because it doesn't matter. It's just going to make it just a teeny tiny bit smaller, and I haven't made my tag yet, so it doesn't matter. Everything's still going to be fine. And like I said, I wasn't planning on using this. I forgot to print a second sheet of that music paper I used. I was going to use this music paper for the whole item, but I forgot to print a second sheet. But that's okay, because I can still use parts of it. I still have parts of it left. Which is the fun about collaging. So there you go. Just make sure that this is coming over. And it's all glued down good. And you can stitch this and ink it, or whatever you want to do, so that you have no white edges. And then for the inside, this is going to fold back over, because this is going to be your pocket where your tag goes. Just make sure you get your edges even. Fold it back down, because now you've glued it, so you want to fold it back down. And so far this is what we have. Now we're going to put a thumb notch in here. So we want to put something here so that, when we put the thumb notch in, it won't show. So I'm just going to cut a piece of paper to fit inside here, so that my thumb notch, when I place my thumb notch, oh wait a minute, I need to have some up here too. And I want it to go that way, and I want that to show. So let me just trim this down. Don't want to trim it down too much. Nope. And like I said, you could use any music sheet. I just used this because in case you don't have music sheet, you can print it. So, I want my music sheet to be going up like this because when I open it, I want it to be going in the right direction. Okay? So I'm going to glue that on. I can't believe it's Thanksgiving already. But it's nice because now we can just relax and make Christmas gifts for people. Right? At least that's what I'm going to be doing. Well, I have some design team projects to finish up, but I'll be showing those too. I have some great ideas for those. I also have an unboxing. I was asked by BB Crafts to do an unboxing and some crafts. So I'm thrilled, and I got the box yesterday. So I'll be doing some things with those. I have lots of ideas. I'm so excited. So now I'm just going to place this here because I want my music to be going in the right place. And I really wanted this to be here, but I'm not going to fuss about it, trying to get this part, you know, onto here. It doesn't matter. And then I'm going to take this piece, and it doesn't matter what direction it's going because you're really not going to see much of it. You're just going to see a part of it when you open it, you know, when you put that thumb notch in. Let's just make sure I put enough on there. Take my glue stick. And like I said, you don't have to worry about which way it's going or what you put there. It's just that when you close it and put your thumb notch, you don't want to see white. That's all. So I'll just put some here. And I'll just press this down here. And then I'll trim up what I need to trim up. And I didn't put it right on the fold because I don't want to impinge that fold. I didn't get it all the way to the white. Hold on one second. I'm just going to move this down a little bit so I can get it so that it is right there. And like I said, that's just the inside anyway. Let me just put a little bit more glue under here. You don't need this big of a piece, but that's what I had. Now I'm going to fold this back over. To meet my edge. Here. And I am going to simply trim this piece up. Isn't this fun? I just love to relax and create. It just brings me so much joy, especially when I'm like playing with paper is so, oh my goodness, I just love playing with paper. Now I need to cut this down here, get rid of my white edge that I placed on there. And let me see how things are looking. I'm going to have to refold this a little bit. Back up here. Make sure everything is even. It's not rocket science. And like I said, if you did it with any other kind of paper but white, you wouldn't have to do all of this. But I'm just showing you ways to collage things and, you know, to make things just different. I am going to take this and cut off my white here. You know, when you're folding papers, you're going to have, especially if you're collaging them or going over them, you're going to have some places that are, you know, that are white. Just trim it up and everything will be fine. I have a little bit of white. I guess I don't. Once I glue that, I'm not going to. So that's it. That's the construction of my envelope. Now I'm going to just decorate the front very quickly. I'm not going to throw away my big scraps. I can put those through my die cut machine or my what have you. So the next thing I want to do is choose some images. And typically what I'll do is choose my images, choose all my papers, put them all out, and then decide, you know, what I'm going to use to decorate it. And I'm just going to have, see, I still have this piece of paper, which is great because I might need that. So, and sometimes what I'll do, because I really like the effect, and you don't have to do this, but I will take this now before I finish decorating it. And I am simply going to run this through my embossing machine, only because I like the effect. You don't have to do this step, but it's really fun. And I'm only doing the flap. So, I'm not doing the whole pocket, I'm just doing the flap. I'm running it through my embossing machine just to give it a little bit of, you know, just a little bit more added thing, just giving you some more ideas. And I don't know if you can see that, but now, oops, I'm sorry, something fell off my desk. And now that piece is embossed and it looks really nice. And you can emboss this part too, which I think I'm going to do. So hold on one second while I do that. My embossing machine is right here beside me. And I'm going to run that through my embossing machine. Only because I like how it looks when it's embossed. And like I said, if you don't have an embossing machine, use a rolling pin. I did for years before I got my embossing machine. Just giving you some ideas. Here we go. And that takes your coffee stained paper or your tea stained paper or whatever you're going to use to the next level. Okay? So we haven't closed it up yet again, just so you know. We still have it open. When you run it through your embossing machine, it kind of sticks together, but that's okay. Fine. Just pull it apart. I might have had some glue there. So it's still open. There we go. So I embossed it closed. But doesn't that look pretty? So if you had just tea stain paper, just run it through your embossing machine and you've got such a pretty, you know, design. Okay, let's pick some images and put those on. Now, since that's really dark, I'm going to go for something really pretty and bright and cherry and something lovely. I love roses at Christmas. That's pretty. That would look very nice right there. And then this might look good under here, or maybe up here. Uh-oh, Cheryl's auditioning. I know which one I want to use. I think. prefer this holly berries because I think it looks better. I think I'm going to put it right here. And then I'm going to use one of my roses, I think. Hold on. Not going to take forever. There it is. I knew it was there. So I am going to take and put my Christmas image here, only because this is for Christmas, and then holly berries here. And then I'll put my roses here. I'll just trim it down. But see how I have it? Well, I won't use that one. I'll use this one. This one fits perfectly. Okay. So now we're just going to take some glue. I'm just going to use this. It's fast drying and it's quick. I've already embossed this piece. Before I do that, I think I'm going to find a piece of lace or some trim. Hold on one second. I just want a little piece of something. I just think it deserves it. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this down. And I'm using my Fabri-Tac because it is fabric. And this is just a scrap I have. I just pulled it out of my scrap box. Now I would have probably looked more carefully through my scrap box, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be beautiful regardless. So I'm just going to put this kind of on the edge here. Just as a little extra. Now you could put this all together and then run it through your embossing machine. It doesn't matter. But you know me, I love scraps, I love embossing. I love easy ways to do things, and especially since my eyesight has gotten a little bit worse. It's not a crisis at all. It will happen. I have a special pair of glasses that my doctor has made for me that helps. And then I'm just going to place this here. And then I'll just trim away that extra trim I didn't use, but I won't throw it away, of course, because we can use it. Just going to trim it away from my side here, just like you would if you had collaged a piece of paper. I believe that came off of a shirt, believe it or not. So there's that. Very pretty front cover. Front, top. And then I'll take my holly berries and put it here. Yes. You can stitch this as well. You can stitch this and stitch all around there, which sometimes I do. I'll take all the things I need to stitch, put them in a basket, bring them over to my sewing machine, and just spend a couple of hours doing all my stitching, and have plenty of paper clips for things to go on to because I'll forget. Put that there. It says holly berries. And then my rose think the rose is God's gift to us at Christmas time. I love putting roses with my Christmas items. You know what I'm going to do? Because I just want to snip these edges just so that there's just, you know, a little something something. Nothing big, nothing great. And I'm going to take that other piece that I have, and I already put that down. I think I might just place that. How do I want to place that? I want to use it. I so want to use it. I'm going to place that right like that. No, I don't like it. But I do like that. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh yes. And then I'll trim what I need to. See, just tiny little scraps, just little doodads on your desk. Pull out your stuff and just play. That's what it's all about. And I'm not thinking, I'm just playing, obviously. But it's going to be beautiful. And I'm going to run this through my embossing machine real fast, just to show you what it will look like. This is on tea stain paper, nothing else. Well, a printed tea stain paper. My tea stain paper doesn't like my printer. Even if I iron it, it just doesn't like my printer. I just felt like this needed a little bit of something. So I did it on the reverse side so that it wasn't so prominent. Okay, we'll put that there. And then I'm going to put this here. Okay, just push it over a little bit more. Well, how about if I do this? Put the whole piece down. No, I'm not. I'll take this off. It just looks so pretty. I just don't want to waste it, and I just want to add it, you know? And then wherever that rose falls, it will fall. I'm just putting little dabs here and there, not making a big deal out of things. And again, this is for when you want to just play. After you've made up a whole bunch of these and you want to decorate them for whatever reason or whatever season or whatever gift you're giving. Did that come all the way? No. There. And now I'm just going to put my rose there. And I have a little bit of this on this side. And that just, oh my goodness, I love it. And again, you can use your rolling pin. You don't have to use an embossing machine. Rolling pin works so well. But my son got me an embossing machine 2 years ago, and I'm in love. I mean, I use it for, I emboss everything. Vellum, paper, whatever will go through it. I'm just going to try and get this centered in the middle. I don't really care about, you know, its laces or edges. Just want to make sure that that looks good. Then I'm going to simply take my punch and I'm going to make a little notch here, hopefully in the center. And I'm not going to go too deep, just about that deep. And then all I'm going to do now is I'm going to glue here. And I'm going to glue here on the bottom. And then I'm going to close her up. So now I have a pocket for a tag here, which we won't make on camera because it was mainly about this. It wasn't about the tag. It was about how to make this pocket, or yeah, envelope or pocket or whatever you so choose to call it. I'm just going along with my fingernail to make sure that's nice and stuck. You can ink, you can sew, you can put any image on it. You can do whatever it is that you want to make your little pocket that will go inside any kind of folder. Now where's my original one? I put it aside. Now, as you can see, I took a bunch of scraps from my table. I had some flower scraps, I had a piece of lace, I added this little flower with a ball pin, I had some more lace, and then I had this little piece, so I put it on my tag. This is all scraps. Scraps. It's all scraps. That's all it is. And then it slid right inside here. Here's another scrap. These are all just pieces of scrap. This is just a piece of, scrap lace. And I did this. I covered it with some script. So yeah, so that's it. I would put an image on the back and possibly make it a pocket to put some more goodies in. Let me find something that would do a pocket. Like, for example, what I would likely do. Now, see here, you could either ink this or you could trim it. For me, I have my scissors. I'm not going to get up and get my ink. So I'm just going to go down here and I'm going to trim it. And then what I'm going to do is on the back, because it's going to go in a pocket, I always remember the back because the back matters. I'm going to take this little image, scrap. I'm just going to make a little pocket out of it for the back. You could add words, anything. This would also be a good pocket for a gift card and a sentiment, I always push so that I can get things in and out more easily. So as soon as I put my glue down, I push it so that it gives it that much space. It gets things in and out more easily. And then I'll just take some of these cute little images and place them, as many as I want, inside my little back pocket. And here you have this adorable little pocket using some scraps or whatever you can find to your right or your left on your craft desk. And these, like I said, can be made up with copy paper, just like this. Make a template. So you're going to fold it up one more time, fold it up, and then fold your flap down for where you want it. And then simply open it up, take it like this, This is just the easiest way to do it, for real. You want to fold it like so. And then you want to just cut it like this in an angle. And that will make your flap even. And then you're going to cover it anyway, so you're never going to see it. See? Very simple. Very effective, very beautiful, and a great way to make a little tag pocket like this one. Okay? So that's it for today. So until next time, I'll put this down so that we can see what we did today. We made this little pocket with a tag. We didn't make the tag, obviously, because you can make your own tag. It's very simple, however you decide to make it. I'd like to thank everyone who has inspired me this year and for the last 4 since I've started scrapbooking. I'd like to take the time to thank all of my subscribers and for helping me reach over 1,000 subscribers. I have 1,000 friends, and I love you all. And I just thank you for encouraging me. And especially during this time, we've had some difficulty, and but we know that, you know, God is in control, and He is going to get us through. And yeah, we're doing good. I'm doing okay, you know. And so yeah, take a look at the Graphics Fairy. You might like it. You might really enjoy being a member or just getting some of their paper. And definitely try this script idea. So fun. And or just over tea stain paper. There's another script one. I'm kind of making a mess of things here, aren't I? And like I said, take a piece of your favorite tea stain paper, scan it into your computer, and then you always have a piece of tea stain paper in case you run out. And like with me, I like to print on it. So there you go. That's it for today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And until I see you again, I wish you all to be well, be safe. Oh, what a mess I made. Be well, be safe, and God bless. Bye-bye.